Stay up to date with what's happening in North Central Washington. Go to the NCW Life Community Calendar at ncwlife.com.
Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window, and lots of sunshine out there today, but colder temperatures. That moved in overnight along a cold front, and we saw some very cold overnight lows as we take a look at our beautiful valley from our Sky-Fi tower cam. And yeah, some cold temperatures out there, lower to mid 30s for highs for us mainly today, but a cold start, 5 below for the folks up in Twisp and Winthrop, and we will experience that once again tonight. As you can see, Wenatchee, our low temperature tonight about 12, 2 degrees up in Winthrop, and not much better as you move into eastern Washington either. Spokane will drop down to 5 degrees overnight. We'll tell you when this cold snap will end and what our weekend holds in store for us a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. A woman was hospitalized with burns after a vehicle fire in Moses Lake over the weekend. And Sheriff Harvey Jesdahl reports a number of incidents over the weekend in Douglas County, and we'll tell you about them. But first, we begin tonight. A woman died after the car she was riding in struck a snowplow in Wenatchee Saturday morning. Wenatchee police report that officers and Chelan County Sheriff's Office responded to a reported injury collision in the 1400 block of Skyline Drive in Wenatchee shortly before 8:30. The 22-year-old male was eastbound when he lost control of his Honda CRX and crossed the center line into the westbound lane. The snowplow was westbound and crossed into the eastbound lane to try to avoid a collision. The plow blade struck the car, destroying the front end of the car and compromising the passenger compartment. A 20-year-old female in the front passenger seat was severely injured in the collision and had to be extricated from the wrecked car by Chelan County Fire District No. 1 firefighters. She was transported to Central Washington Hospital, where she later died. The driver of the CRX, a 22-year-old male, was also transported with injuries. The plow driver was uninjured in the collision, and the investigation continues. A woman was hospitalized with burns after a vehicle fire in Moses Lake over the weekend. The fire started after her companion pumped gas into a garbage can inside their car. Responders were called about 8:15 Saturday morning for a vehicle fire at Cascade Grocery, where deputies learned a 1988 Ford Tempo had parked at the gas pumps and the male driver had attempted to pump gasoline into a garbage can in the back seat. The female passenger, who was smoking a cigarette, apparently caused the fumes to ignite, engulfing the car. The woman got out of the car but sustained severe burns. A bystander drove her to Samaritan Healthcare in Moses Lake for treatment. Her current condition is unknown at this time. The male driver ran away on foot. After the fire was out, deputies discovered a large quantity of marijuana in the trunk of the car. The vehicle was seized as evidence. The investigation continues, and anyone with information is asked to contact the Grant County Sheriff's Office, and tipsters can remain anonymous. Douglas County Sheriff Harvey Jesdahl reports a number of incidents over the weekend, with the first occurring on Friday at approximately 12:30 in the morning. A deputy on routine patrol in the area of Sunset Highway observed a vehicle that crossed over the center line and jerked back within the lane. After pulling the vehicle over and preparing to contact the driver, she inadvertently popped the trunk open. According to Jesdahl, the female driver reportedly smelled of alcoholic beverages and performed poorly on field sobriety tests. The driver, a 26-year-old East Wenatchee resident, was arrested for DUI and transported to the Chelan County Jail without incident. At approximately 1 a.m. then, Sunday morning, Douglas County deputies were called to a report of trespassing at an apartment complex in Bridgeport. Deputies arrived to a laundry room used by tenants where they observed a ladder leading up to a crawl space where they could hear talking. After ordering the persons out, they were both arrested for trespass first degree but were released at the scene without a criminal citation. The suspects were identified as 31-year-old Antonio Infante of Brewster and 21-year-old Aaron Phillips of Tenasket. And also on Sunday morning, deputies and Brewster police responded to a report of gunshots at approximately 8 a.m. A deputy was searching the area on foot when he heard the engine of a vehicle being revved. He waved the vehicle down and contacted the driver, 29-year-old Francisco Lorenzano Basurto of Bridgeport. The deputy spotted a Smith & Wesson 9mm lying in the seat with the slide lock back and the magazine empty. The serial number had been altered. The 29-year-old was placed under arrest and a second empty magazine was found in his coat pocket. The suspect told police the gun was not his, but he couldn't recall the name of the owner, and he was also found to be driving under the influence. Deputies booked him at the Okanagan County Jail for DUI, with the case forwarded to the prosecutor for consideration of weapons charges. And finally, at 9:30 a.m. on Sunday morning, deputies went to a Bridgeport residence to search for a wanted person, 24-year-old Derek Charlie of Omak. A female at the residence stated she had not seen him in hours, but when a deputy called out his name, he appeared from the back room. He was arrested without incident for a DOC warrant for escape from community custody. Charlie was transported to the Okanagan County Jail and booked on that warrant. Well, the missed jury duty scam is back in the Wenatchee Valley, that according to the Wenatchee Police Department. In a Facebook post, the agency reminds residents that no local court issues warrants for missed jury duty. The current number where the call originates is a 509 area code with a 201 prefix out of Ellensburg. Police say the number is being used to cover another out-of-area or even out-of-country number, warning residents that if it seems too strange to be right, it's probably a scam. Coming up next, Wenatchee Rails and Ales Festival was Friday night, and we have a report. And yesterday was the final Empty Bowls community painting party at Pybus Market. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
My name's Robert Duff. Current and previous occupation is architect, engineer, and lawyer. Grew up here in Washington, born in Moses Lake. When I first came to CVCH, was looking for a place to get some dental work done. I was really impressed with the people at the counter. I mean, they were just on top of it. It only took her like 15 minutes to do the job. I didn't feel anything. The technology is so great, you don't even realize you're at the dentist. These people are so professional. I would have any one of these people in my home for dinner. These people are family.
Papa Murphy's presents a fresh take on fresh. Here's the deal. If it comes from a freezer, not fresh. Box, not fresh. Bag, not fresh. Fresh means just chopped vegetables. Cheese grated by us daily. Fresh means we don't even have ovens, because you have an oven. So you can feel good about feeding it to your home bake our most popular pizza. A large cowboy, topped with pepperoni, sausage, mushrooms, and olives. Just $12. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
Lake Chelan mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community. Come see us at the Plaza in Lake Chelan.
Welcome back. In another news, Wenatchee's Rails and Ales Festival was Friday night. NCW Life's Jay Seebeck has more.
Jay Seebeck here for NCW Life News. I'm here at Rails and Ales Festival down here on Friday night. Orondo Street has been shut down here in downtown Wenatchee.
And really, everybody up at the mountain makes this happen. It comes together. It's weeks in the process. And today it started at 7 a.m. Huge thanks to Selland Construction for taking all the snow down here. We have 6 side dumps, so roughly 120 cubic yards of snow that we brought down from the mountain. Literally brought the mountain down to town today, so we're excited about that. We've got folks here from our snowmaking crew, our terrain park crew, our event staff, food and beverage staff. I mean, it's a whole team effort, and really it's a microcosm of what this event is. It's about Mission Ridge and Wenatchee and this community, and really celebrating winter culture here in the Wenatchee Valley.
All right, unbelievable run. Austin Vicentamer, back-to-back Rails and Nails snowboarding champion.
Yeah.
Austin, how's it feel getting your name called out 2 years in a row?
Man, it feels good, dude. I was getting a little nervous, but finals went good, so I'm hyped.
How did it feel going down there and getting your name called there at the end?
It felt great because I feel like I fell a lot. I fell the second run, and I really thought I was out for the rest of it, so that worked out well.
All right, I'm here with our skiing champion at Rails and Nails, Keith. Tell me a little bit about your championship run. How did it feel, and where you are now? You got a $200 check. How's it feel?
Pretty good. Yeah, I was mainly trying this like 270 on, pretzel 270. Ended up landing it at the clean like last hit, so I guess they must liked it. So yeah, all the boys were throwing down. It was sick. That's where the stoke to throw the tricks down comes from.
Another successful year for the Rails and Nails event here in Wenatchee. With NCW Life News, I'm Jay Seebeck.
Thank you, Jay, and make sure you tune in to the NCW Life magazine next week for full coverage of this year's Rails and Ales. Well, yesterday was the final Empty Bowls community painting party at Pybus Market. NCW Life's Megan McPherson has that story.
Hey, we're here with Kaylee Peterson at Empty Bowls. Kaylee, what is Empty Bowls?
So Empty Bowls is an international grassroots effort to raise money to support hunger and food insecurity issues and relief programs.
Okay. And what are you guys doing here today at the painting party?
So here at the painting party, we have people come in for a $10 donation, $35 for a family of up to 5. We give them a bowl and all the supplies they need to paint that bowl and make a masterpiece. Then we give them a ticket to the dinner. And after they're done completing their bowl here today, we hold on to it, we finish it, we fire it with help of our creative sponsor, Inspiration Ceramics. And then at the dinner, people come, they enjoy soups and bread donated by local restaurants, and we give them back their bowl. And it's kind of just a celebration of community and a way to get people more aware of food insecurity issues and to raise funds for our food programs.
Okay. And will there be other painting parties in the future?
Yeah, so we'll do this event every single year. The last couple of years we've been doing it here at Pybus, and we definitely plan on continuing to do that. We typically do about four-ish a year. This is the first year we've done 4 here. In the past we've only done like 1 or 2. And so we hope to do more here in this community space and other community spaces.
All right. What does Empty Bowls mean to you?
So for me, Empty Bowls is just a way to be creative, bring the community together, sharing experiences together, and make sure that people are aware of all the need in our valley and the needs of fellow community members, and that there's people whose bowls go empty.
All right, that's great. Thank you so much, Kaylee.
Thank you.
Megan McPherson, NCW Life News.
You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update with Eric Granstrom. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
Every golfer aims to play their best, and smart golfers turn to the Golfer's Edge to get the Golfer's Edge. PGA professional Ed Payne has you covered from tee to green. You can work on your swing or play 18 in air-conditioned comfort on the golf simulator. Tanya's Corner has all the apparel the golfer needs at sale prices. And Ed can even rebuild your favorite set of clubs or custom make you a brand new set. Ask how you can qualify for a free 30-minute lesson at the Golfer's Edge on Mission between Kittitas and Yakima.
Thursday night, hockey night on the NCW Life Channel. It all begins at 7 o'clock with a call of the Wild and Clarkie's Corner. Then it's non-stop hockey action with a voice of the Wild, Arch Ecker. Join us as the Wild battle the rest of the BCHL. Thursday night is hockey night on the NCW Life Channel.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life Channel.
And a good Monday. Thanks for joining us here on the NCW Life Channel. Let's take a look back at sports for the weekend, starting with a Les Schwab prep scoreboard from the WIAA State Swim and Dive Championships at the King County Aquatic Center. Congratulations to the Wenatchee Panthers on a third-place team trophy, their best finish in school history. Wenatchee took fifth in the 200 medley relay, fourth in the 400 free relay. Individually, Wenatchee's Braden Dilly took fourth in the 100 free and fifth in the 50 free. Connor Elwin finished fifth in the 200 IM and 100 butterfly. In the 1 meter dive, Ethan Guerin was fifth, Jackson Cosina seventh, and Tristan Guerin eighth. Also swimming at the state for Panthers were Charlie and Christian Cutter, Andreas Broxson, and Connor Hassey. Congratulations, Wenatchee. On to the MAC Classic 30 at the Tacoma Dome just down the road. On the boys' side of the tournament, Cascade's Daniel Claros took 8th at 145 pounds, while Chelan's Skylar Gordon 4th at 182 pounds. Tonasket won another State B team championship, while Deer Park was the 1A champs. South Kitsap, the 4A champions, Moses Lake, finished in 7th. We had one placer in the girls' tournament as Eastmont's Flora Morrow took 7th at 145 pounds. Yelm won the girls' team championship. Now on to basketball on our Les Schwab Prep scoreboard. We'll start things off after a 61-45 win in the semifinals Friday over Tri-Cities Prep. Brewster fell in the District 5-6 championship Saturday to Kittitas Thorpe 96-60. Waterville Mansfield had its season ended by Lake Roosevelt Friday 56-43. In the CWB 1B District Tournament at Eastmont Junior High Friday, Riverside Christian advanced to regionals with a 55-35 win over Moses Lake Christian. In girls basketball Friday and Saturday, following its 47-32 win over DeSales Friday, Brewster advanced to regionals with a 61-41 win over Liberty Bell after the Lions advanced with a Friday win over Tonasket. In the CWB 1B tournament, Pateros its season ended Friday with a 35-31 loss to Riverside Christian. To the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard in the Glue crossover games on Saturday, the Northeast A-League proved to be the better than the Caribou Trail League in all games as Lakeside beat Cashmere 54-51 in boys play. Also on the boys side, Newport ousted Omak. Freeman girls ended Omak's season 50-40, and Lakeside girls stopped Okanagan from her trip to state with a 60-42 victory. Well, the Wenatchee Wild was looking for some positive vibes at the Town Toyota Center over its final weekend of home ice in the regular season against the Trail Smoke Eaters. And the opener Friday, Wenatchee jumped out to a 2-0 lead after the first, but Trail battled back to tie it in the second. That was before the Wild went on a 3-0 run to win it. Art Checker had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
It was Weatherby, but it was knocked out of his reach. In front for Vanderbeck. He shoots and a save made Marcoux. Boy, what a stop. There's a shot, and that's fired down. Rebound score! Jasper Weatherby. Play back underway, and here come the Wild through center. Stepping in on the left side, Souter. And dangles across, shot, score! Chad Sasaki with a wide open side of the net. Broken up, and it's 4-on-2 back the other way for the Smoke Eaters. Saucering feed, shot and a score. From the left side, I think it was Howarth who set it up. Chance for the Smoke Eaters. Left side, back to Tuck, he's in, he shoots, and he scores. Braden Tuck with a backhander. A shorthanded tally for the Smoke Eaters. Continuing working around in front, off a skate, backhander by Weatherby, and he scores! That was some crisp puck movement by the Wild. On 3 time, plenty of time. Sent down low, and a backhand twist shot, score! Murphy Stratton. And a gorgeous backhand pass from Sam Morton. Pass across with an empty net down at the other end. Crossing feed is for Vanderbeck. He'll put it in the empty net.
So a good night on Friday night. Then Saturday, in front of the biggest crowd of the season in the home regular season finale, Trail got on the board first, but it was all Wild after that as the scoring was wrapped up by the third period before it even started. Back to the highlights with Art Checker.
Behind the back dish over on the right side. In backdoor shot and a score on the finish by Armour. An odd man rush there for Trail as they entered the zone. And then Arnold finds it. He walks around in front. He scores! Josh Arnold from behind the net just took that puck, stepped out front, wasn't to be denied, and he just jammed it home. There's a big hit thrown by Martini, who's loving trying to get whatever extracurricular in he can. Shot and a score! That one went right off the leg of the Smoke Eater defenseman over on the side. It was more of a crossing pass, and it went off of skating in. I believe it was off of Lucchini. And Howarth wanted to hold it in, but he can't. It's going to be poked away. Here's Vanderbeck in on a breakaway. He shoots. He scores! Crossing feed over and held in by Hessler. Here's shot, save made. Puck still loose. Smack that by Sveikovsky, and he scores! The final few seconds are going to tick off the clock and put this one in the books. It's done. As the Wenatchee Wild sweep the Trail Smoke Eaters this weekend, tonight by a final score of 4-1.
Wenatchee wraps up the season on the road with games this week on Wednesday at West Kelowna, Friday at Vernon, Saturday at Penticton, then bring on the playoffs. Well, we mentioned this on Friday. It's worth repeating. Cashmere has selected a new head football coach to replace the retiring Phil Zakowski. Athletic Director Jeff Carlson says they've hired a young college assistant from the Spokane area.
Yeah, we're excited to announce that we hired a new football coach. His name is Brian Brimmer. He comes to us from Whitworth University, where he spent the last 3 years as assistant coach there for the Pirates. He's served as the offensive line coach as well as the head recruiting coordinator there. He also played college football there he was a 2-year starter at Whitworth, and he'll be teaching as well, taking over for Phil Zakowski. He'll also be teaching PE and weights. So, yeah, we're real excited to get Brian in here. Him and his wife, Mackenzie, who's a 6th grade teacher. They're both going to be moving to the community, so we're real excited to get them here.
Carlson says Bremer was selected out of quite a pool of applicants.
Yeah, we had a little over 20 candidates that applied for the position, the head football position, as well as our high school boys PE position. So we narrowed the field down to 4 and offered the position to Brian on Wednesday. He really impressed the interview committee with his energy, enthusiasm, his vision for the program. So it seems like just going to be a great fit for our football program as we move forward.
Carlson says Bremer will be here soon as Zakowski is scheduled for surgery. He'll be covering his PE classes and be able to work with the players in spring and summer drills and camps. Congratulations to Cashmere on hiring a new football coach. That's all good sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Winter weather has arrived in the Wenatchee Valley, and it's no fun to be stuck outside in the cold, and your dog or cat don't appreciate it either. Paws and Claws Veterinarian Hospital would like to remind you that your pet is susceptible to hypothermia and frostbite just like you. After going outside, wipe off their paws to prevent them from licking de-icer or antifreeze. Dr. Shauna Bayes and her staff care about your pets. If your pet needs medical attention, call 888-PAWS or find them on 4th and Nile in East Wenatchee.
I gotta tell you, I'm nervous. Selling your home, it's a big step.
Can we find the right buyer in this market?
Look at our website. When someone looks at your home, I can tell how ready they are to buy. See that number? The closer it is to 100, the closer they are to buying. So, I know who to zero in on.
So you have a secret weapon.
You mean we have a secret weapon.
I like that. Oh, what do you think of the wallpaper?
I love that touch.
Welcome back, and time now for a recap of tonight's top story. A woman died after the car she was riding in struck a snowplow in Wenatchee Saturday morning. Wenatchee's police report that officers in Chelan County Sheriff's Office responded to a reported injury collision in the 1400 block of Skyline Drive in Wenatchee shortly before 8:30. The 22-year-old male driver was eastbound when he lost control of his Honda CRX and crossed the center line into the westbound lane. The snowplow was westbound and crossed into the eastbound lane to try to avoid a collision. The plow blade struck the car, destroying the front end of the car and compromising the passenger compartment. A 20-year-old female in the front passenger seat was severely injured in the collision and had to be extricated from the wrecked car by Chelan County Fire District No. 1 firefighters. She was transported to Central Washington Hospital, where she later died. The driver of the CRX, a 22-year-old male, was transported with injuries. The plow driver was uninjured in the collision, and the investigation continues. Switching gears now, time to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. But before we get to those details, let's take once again another look outside our weather window. Lots of sunshine out there today, but looks can kind of be deceiving as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley. It was a cold one out there. Keep in mind our normal high temperature for this year is about 42, and we made it into the lower 30s for most of us around North Central Washington, so below normal today, and that trend will continue. The main reason, as we take a look at our satellite loop, a large area of high pressure off the Pacific coast continues to drag down cold Arctic air along a weather front that will sweep across North Central Washington later today. For many locations, high temperatures did stay below freezing today, and boy, overnight lows tonight will drop down into the single digits for most of the region. I think about 12 for us here in Wenatchee. As our day progressed, winds did decrease and the region did see precipitation-free weather today, but it was cold and it will remain cold for the period including Tuesday and Wednesday as well, with highs in the Wenatchee Valley only into the lower and mid-30s. By Thursday and again late on Friday, a warm front brushes by, which will increase our temperatures slowly each day through the weekend. Also by the weekend, a stronger and wetter weather system drops in from the north, and by Saturday we will see about a 30 to 40% chance of mainly rain showers here in the Wenatchee area. That's Friday, Friday night, and Saturday, with high temperatures this weekend back into the lower to mid-40s. Let's take a look at that forecast now, and tonight we will drop down a little bit chilly out there, 12 degrees overnight tonight, 34 tomorrow with increasing clouds, 15 your Tuesday night overnight low temperature, mostly sunny, light winds. It's still kind of cold on Wednesday at 34 before we slowly warm up heading into the end of the weekend or the end of the week into the weekend. 30% chance of rain Friday and Saturday, but highs by then and our weekend in the lower 40s. And I do want to remind you that if you do have a video of the day that you'd like to see right here on the NCW Life News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCW Life channel. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with your host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
Lake Wenatchee YMCA Camp programs focus on our 4 core values of caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility. Make this summer's memories last a lifetime. Pick your theme week today with a wide variety of safe and engaging activities. Lake Wenatchee YMCA Camp is the ultimate summer fun in the sun camp for children, teens, and families. Reserve your child's week today.
Hey, this is Justin at Club Crow Bar and Grill reminding you it's your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Jam sessions and live bands playing a wide range of music. If pool tables or pull tabs are more your thing, we have you covered. Enjoy the fun and food at Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Stop on by today.
Have a fun video you'd like to see featured on NCW Life? Email us at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.
for the newest tech, coolest tech, and the craziest tech stories available on the interwebs.
Man caught clinging to the back of a speeding train. Tune in to your weekly tech update right here on the NCW Life channel.